All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is gonna be different from what I normally do on this channel, but I told you guys I was gonna do a full office tour and show you guys around all the stuff I put in here, where I edit at, what I'm editing on, the TV we put in here, which is absolutely gorgeous. You gotta check this thing out. There's also some cons about that too, but basically, I'm gonna review everything in this room, kind of go over the whole setup. And if you guys wanna check it out, come along with me and let's get into it. So here's how it looks when you first walk into it. It is kind of tight. It isn't a very big area, but it gives me enough room to put really anything I need in here. It is a little bit smaller than I would like because I do have a nice treadmill over here that I was gonna start working out on. It's the U Revo, and it's, oh my God, it's such a good treadmill. It goes up to like 7.5 miles per hour. I'll have links down in the description for like everything in here on Amazon. It's also gonna help my channel as well if you use those links. I do have these fill up hue lights right here. These are very expensive. The only reason I bought these was because they were on sale, I think for 250 or 260 bucks each. Before, they were like $350 each one. And I just feel like at that price, they're not even worth it. Even at the sale price I got them for, they're not really worth it, but they look super cool. But before I get into any of that stuff, the first thing I had to do to this room was put a carpet down. Because if you can see, we have this type of carpet that it comes with, and there's nothing to it. It's not soft. Also, you want to make sure to get your deposit back, so we wanted to put a rug in here. And I got a rug that was perfect size for my room, but I guess when you order rugs, they don't come the actual size they're supposed to be. It was slightly smaller by like an inch. So my side ends probably like right where my foot's at, so it doesn't even match up over here. So it's very short, so I'll know for next time. But once you start putting all your stuff in here, there's no way you're gonna change out this carpet unless you move everything outside and start all over again. Now, the couch was one of the hardest things that I had to purchase because I have someone else that does work on this side. I really had to come up with the perfect space for this to fit, and the door doesn't come in contact with it, so we weren't limited on, oh, the door can only open like such and such, you know. So I had to make sure the measurements were correct. So this is a couch by Van ACC. They're on Amazon, links down in the description. It's basically a sleeper sofa, so it's an L shape. And the reason why I got this one is, first off, it was 82 inches, so it fit in the space that I needed. It actually might be 84 inches because I was going back and forth between two different ones. But I needed cup holders, and I needed something that also had space because we're limited in this little spot we have. So we have, you know, little pockets right here. Never really need to use those. But I also have this, so I have some room to store some stuff down there. I also have this one over here on this side. And then on top of that, if I move my Xbox controller, you're gonna see I have a ton more storage under here. So this is where all my stuff is at. There is more stuff underneath all these pillows. I don't really need all these pillows right now. It's just I was testing out different pillows that I thought would, you know, fit better, because I had to sleep here a few times to wait for all this stuff to kind of come in, and they were gonna come at like 9 in the morning, and I didn't wanna not wake up in time. So anyways, underneath all those pillows, you got all the daily stuff. So sometimes you order food, they don't give you your drink, or they don't give you spoons or forks or napkins. And so I just had to make sure that I had all this stuff in here, and the fact that I have the storage in this unit is super nice. That's exactly why I kind of got this sleeper sofa. And moving on to the other reason why I got this thing, I wanted something that was gonna be comfortable for me or when people come over. And I can't have something big like this in a room like this, but since it folds up and it's compact, it makes it easier for people to kind of walk through. And then when people come in, it fits 3 people perfectly. We can put on a movie, sit like this, or if you're just by yourself, you could have a pillow right here, and you could just be chilling and relaxing, have your drink, and you are comfortable as hell. You just don't want to sit right in between these lines because it is a little rough right here, but it is a nice sleeper sofa, I think, for this type of room. Oh, and it has USB charging on it too, which is a nice plus. And behind the sleeper sofa, you guys probably already seen these lights already. They're from Govee, and I can basically change them whatever color I want. You can have them just look like party mode back there, and they're not even turned up as high as they would go, because I did attach them to the actual couch themselves, which a lot of people say don't do that because it's a fire hazard. But because they're only at like 50 or 60%, it never gets hot. It is very nice, no issues with that. And it just gives it a nice kind of touch, I think, in the back. Now, as we're sitting on the couch, This is one of the best things that I bought for this room, other than the gaming rig and the computer for editing, because we need that to make money. We can't have stuff like this if I don't have that computer over there. But this TV, it's a Samsung S95C. This is the 2023 model. I got this thing for 1,800 bucks. This is the thinnest TV I've ever had. The actual console where you connect all your HDMIs they're right there. It's that box. There are no wires coming out of this TV other than the Govee lights that I put behind it, which I kind of try to clean them up pretty decently. And these go off of the color of the front of the TV, which is super nice. And if you come down here, all it is the TV stand and one power cable. That's it. It's just crazy how thin this TV is. I absolutely love it, and especially for the price, so I can't go wrong with that. Now, the TV is on a Harvey Park entertainment system. It is not very tall, but it is 70 inches wide, and it fit in the space that I needed to fit. It's actually a little tiny bit too long. I feel like the desk needs to come out a little bit this way, just because the chair is very close to that corner. But I absolutely love how this looks. It looks very high end. It was about $300. You can get this on Amazon as well. And you can see we got the Govee lights in the back, and I also did green for Xbox, just blue for the middle. And I did purple for PlayStation 5, which you can see in there. It doesn't really look like a PlayStation 5 because I got the black panels on, but we got the whole entertainment system right here. Now, looking in these drawers, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very messy. This is where I put my power strip, so there is absolutely no connections in the back whatsoever other than the wall ones, and you could probably see those, not sure, there you go. So they're kind of hidden behind there. There's nothing I can do about the wall plugs, but every connection is right here, and that allowed this to go against the wall as far as possible, so I love that. And then of course, you know, all the games, you gotta have rechargeable batteries. I have another power strip underneath this one, but I ran out of plugs in here because there's limited amount. And then in this one, it's just a mess. This is all the little miscellaneous stuff that I'm gonna probably be giving to my buddy. And then, yeah, there's just a bunch of cords back here that I was gonna use. Wasn't exactly sure what I was gonna do with everything, so I just kind of threw everything in here. And the very last one right here has all the PlayStation stuff. So the main goal was to put the Xbox stuff over there, other than the power strip, of course. And then the PlayStation stuff was gonna be on this side. So look, you can tell we got the VR headset for the PlayStation 5. The Quest 3 is also in here too. We got a pink controller because, you know, girls like to play games too. And then I got the white one down there. I actually took this out on my Tesla because you can use PlayStation 5 controllers for your Tesla. And then, you know, we got the games for the PlayStation. I don't play the PlayStation as much as the Xbox, and I don't really play games in general. I just use the Xbox for media. But I have more friends on the Xbox, so that's kind of why I just go that route, and it's easier to navigate. I'm not really too familiar with the PlayStation setup. Now, on top of the entertainment center, in between the TV, you have our nice, huge soundbar. I got this thing at a steal. I got it for 50 bucks. I think it's like the Q800T or the Q800D. The reason why I got it so cheap is because there's a price mistake on Amazon like 3 years ago, and I picked it up right away. And they still have the same names, but I think this one's discontinued and they just changed the letter after the end. So it might be E, F, J, whatever. But this thing is badass, and especially for the size of a room, this thing be really smacking right here with this subwoofer right here, and it's wireless, so you don't have to hook that up. You just gotta plug it into the wall. But the fact that, you know, we get eARC, we got Adobe Atmos, we got all that stuff, makes it so nice in this small little compact room. Now here's some miscellaneous wires that I have right here, because I was having an issue with connecting the PC to the huge TV, because this TV will do 144 hertz if you hook up a PC to it. But for some reason, I don't know if it's because the cable is so long, but I was having issues. So I bought these for all the Xbox, PlayStation 5, and PC, just to see if that fixed the issue. Then right next to that, you guys probably know what these are. It's those essential oils that you can throw in there with some water, and it basically makes the room smell really good. You do have a little thing for it, so you could change the light, you could do whatever. Probably put it on blue, because blue is my favorite color. So I got my little water bottle right down there next to it, so I can go down to the bathroom real quick, get some water to throw it in there. And if you guys didn't see, this is the box that I have right here. I got this on Amazon, and these smell really good depending on which one you want to use. Now, before we get into all that stuff right there, because there's a lot going on in this section, let's bring it back to the very beginning of the video when you walk in, and you're gonna see I do have a welcome mat right here, but it didn't fit because there's something on the door on the bottom, which I could probably take off, but it doesn't work with this carpet as well. It gets stuck. So I had to move it over here. So this is where people put their shoes. This is where my camera's at, so I can get some B-roll shots for you for this video after I film this. And my little garbage can, it uses a sensor. Love that. You guys can see that I got the Habit the other day. Then we have our Black & Decker. This is like a 3.4 cubic foot. Very nice. And I'll show you guys what's in here, so if you guys are curious. So you know McDonald's always be forgetting the sauces. So we got sauces in there. I got a Prime from the USC. Then we just got some random waters and some Red Bulls and sodas, and yeah, we got some decent stuff in here. I'm not really putting food in here, just mostly drinks. And if we do have some leftover food, I might just slam it in there real quick and then take it out before I go home. I'm sorry, I just looked it up and it's actually a 2.5 cubic feet, just so you know. And I got a good deal on it as well. They actually sent me 60 or 70 bucks back because when I got it, this was cracked right here, and this whole top piece, this one doesn't actually go on there, but I got it on there really good. This whole thing was smashed, so I basically just took it off my other refrigerator, or the mini one that I have at my house. So my house doesn't have one, but at least this looks clean over here. And 60 bucks back, so this thing only cost me like 110 bucks. Now on top of the refrigerator, I was going to put a microwave, but it doesn't look like there's much room for anything like that. It's just gonna overhang on both sides, and I didn't really like it. So I started using it for just quick snacks really quick, even though I do wanna move some of this stuff in there, but I feel like they need some plastic bags first because I don't need ants getting into my sleeper sofa. You know, if I'm over here at night or something and we just chilling and like, hey, there's an ant on me. You know, I don't want that to happen. So anyway, I just got the food right here. If we got ants, it's an easy cleanup real quick. So that's where I have that. And then I got some stuff for the sodas. You know, summertime's coming. Try to keep them cold. Then I have some coasters right here, so I can put that so I don't ruin my desk or nothing. And then just some random napkins that I just got the other day. Then I have an Amazon Alexa. This thing is very nice because it tells me the time. It also allows me to turn all the lights on into this room all at once, and I can control each single light however I want them. Like this, Alexa, turn off the corner lights. And there you go. So now you can see it's a little bit more room in here. And I just had these on concentrate because I want it to be a little brighter in here, so the camera footage looked a little tiny bit better. But I want to turn those back on. Alexa, turn on the corner lights. And they should pop up. Don't fail me now. Oh man, she's doing me dirty right now. All right, we're back in business. For some reason, Alexa just did not want to work with me, and that kind of happens with these a lot. I don't know why, but sometimes they just don't want to listen to you. But we're up and running again. Now let's move on to the biggest moneymaker right here in my whole YouTube setup. The first thing I gotta show you is from our sponsor, FlexiSpot. This is the C7 chair. You can see FlexiSpot right there. This is a nice chair. It's made for offices. You can also use it for gaming. It looks very high end, and I gotta say it is kind of high end because it is closer to the $400 price range. And you guys might have seen that I had a chair in here before that was more of a racing gaming chair, and it wasn't too bad. I had no complaints of it. I got it on Amazon and it was perfectly fine, but this company reached out to send me something like this, and I was like, you know what? Let me see if I like this or not. So you have tons and tons of adjustments. Like this moves up and down depending on how tall you are to your neck, so you can get that right. These move up and down. I do wish they locked though, and they also turn too. But I wish they kind of locked in place because sometimes I'll be moving the chair and my hands will just slide on it. But it's not that big a deal. The lumbar support is probably one of the best things on here. There is a handle back here that can move this lumbar support. So you can either lock it in place like I have it right now, or you can loosen it and you can kind of move it where you want it and then lock it in place right there. Or just leave it loose like I have and it just fits perfectly to your back. I don't know how they're doing this, but this feels so comfortable. Another thing I like about this thing is it just moves all the way back. So if you just want to recline, it also has a foot thing right here that you can pull out and you can put your feet up. I unfortunately don't have that. It's an extra purchase that I would have to do. But if you go on the website, you can add that on there. But I really feel like this is really comfortable for editing. The only thing I wish is that these were a little longer back here for like my elbows. They do go very far up, so it makes it very nice like when you're kind of relaxing like this. And this part that I was telling you kind of moves back and forth. This also moves all the way up too. So if you are a taller person, you won't have any issues with that. But I have to have it on the lowest spot. I'll have links and all that down in the description and a discount code if you guys are thinking about purchasing this. I think it's highly recommended that you really take a second to really think if it's worth spending some money on something that you're gonna be sitting on 24/7 for hours on end when you're editing a video or gaming. And that's where I feel like this is a perfect centerpiece to my editing station when I'm here for hours. Now, sliding in to all the good stuff right here. This is a C3 OLED LG TV. This is a 42-inch. So it's very big. It might not look big in the video. Hopefully it does. I'm not exactly sure. But we have our nice, beautiful computer over here. There are no RGBs in it, so it's kind of dark. The RAM lights up, you know, the rear fan lights up, these light up. This one's already going out. The RGBs in it are just kind of going. So I need to replace that, but I'm probably not gonna worry about it. As long as the fan's moving, we're good. But this is a 14900K with a 4090 RTX card in there, if you guys can see that. This is an actual pre-built computer, but the thing is, it came with a 4080 Super, and I put the 4080 Super in my house computer. So this is why I have a 4090 in here, because that's what was running in my old computer, and I need the most power possible on the main machine that I'm gonna be using. And honestly, I have to say that this computer, for what it is, especially with the 4080, not the 4090, it came in at like 2,400 bucks. There was some tax on it, so I think it was like 26 something out the door, shipped to my house. And funny enough, when I was looking for this computer, it sold out on Newegg. So then I went to Amazon and I looked up UPC on it, found it on Amazon, but Amazon had no pictures of it. And I was like, I hope I get the computer I want, but Amazon's really good with returns. So anyways, it came in, it was exactly what I was looking for, and it was completely sold out on Amazon. I think I got the last of the two that were on there, so it's a great computer. I love it, haven't had any issues. Pre-built computers have really came a long way. Normally I build all my computers, but this one I just decided with the time constraint and moving into the office, it was just better to get a pre-built in the long run, and I don't regret it. I did have to add a Wi-Fi card, and I went with a gigabyte because that's what the motherboard is on this thing, and I just wanted it to work flawlessly. I didn't even have to put any drivers in. As soon as I plugged it into the computer, it automatically found the drivers by itself. And this thing is giving me about 600 megabytes per second, and I'm only paying for 500. So this is working really good when the box is way over on that side and it's all blocked by the curtains. So I am very happy with the Wi-Fi card in here. And then moving underneath, if you guys can see right underneath the PC, I have my Xbox little dongle right there. So I do play with a controller on most of the games. And I just leave this Xbox controller here because it's different from the one that works with this Xbox down here. So I want to make sure to separate those because you might get them confused and be like, why is it not working when you're hitting the button? And over here, we just have our controls for my soundbar, which I'll get into this in a second. And then this is for the TV monitor that I'm using right here. So I use that to turn it on and off because it's not like a computer monitor that turns off when you turn the PC off. So you manually have to turn this monitor off every single time. Now moving on to the corner of this desk that's hanging on there with a little clamp is my nice Xbox headset. This is your standard one that just plugs in the controller. I've never had any issues with this. I had the Corsair Void one and I loved it. I got the RGB one, but too many software issues and this one just works flawlessly. And you can see as I'm talking about this, you got this little button thing right here. So yes, this is, if you didn't notice already, a sit stand desk. So I can hit the buttons, you can go up and you can go down. I don't really change it too much because I don't really care to stand on here, even though I do have the treadmill that would be perfect to kind of sit right here and kind of walk as I work. But check this out. This is where I spent a lot of my time, is under here getting everything cable managed. I love the fact that you don't see many wires. The main wire that comes down is from the power supply. I think I have two power supplies up there. And then I think, I wanna say my security camera wire, which is up there. So just in case someone breaks into the place, I do have a camera to get their face and see who they are, which you can probably see that right now I have one on, which is the ROG Ally. I love this thing. You play games on it. There's always so many updates for it that it has gotten so much better since it first came out. I love this thing. You guys cannot go wrong with having this. I would get this over the Steam Deck. But anyways, I use this as basically just a security monitor and I can see outside. My car is sitting right there. I love it. So as I'm working right here and I hear a noise, you know, go outside like a gunshot or something, I don't know, you know, something could happen. And I look over here and I'm like, what happened? What happened? I was like, okay, it's not over here. It's probably on the main street because there's a main street over here. So never have to worry about that. All right, let me bring this down to where I had it at. Normally I put it at about 30 and that feels pretty good. It goes down to 28, I believe, but 30 feels pretty good. So let's get into some other stuff. So this right here is the Razer 75% keyboard. I didn't think I was gonna like this because I normally get full-size keyboards, but I've gotten so used to it and I absolutely love it. I would like to get one of those corded cables right here because I feel like this is kind of messy, and then I can have the cord come over here and go to the side. But overall, it is great. And I didn't think I was gonna like this, but this is a Pulsar mouse. This is the X2 V2 Mini 1. This is insanely light. It feels like nothing in your hand. I absolutely love it. And if you get the dongle, you can go up to, I believe, 4K and 8K for the response. This thing, hands down, is badass. I think I have mine right now at 2,000 or 1,000, but very good mouse if you guys are thinking about buying one. I think they're like $100. Now that light you've been seeing right there, that rainbow one, that is coming from the Sound Blaster Katana V2. This is a nice soundbar. I was really trying to see what I was gonna fit up here. Normally I run a speaker on this side and a speaker over here, but I realized because this desk is a lot smaller than the one I have at my house, because this is a 60-inch desk, by the way. The one I have at my house, I believe, is 71, so a huge difference. And I also went with a smaller monitor. My house one is a 48 C1 OLED TV. But anyways, I needed something that was gonna fit underneath the monitor after I started moving it and getting it into right position. And I can still go down a little bit to get rid of some of these wires so it doesn't look too messy back there, but you don't really notice it because it's normally a dark room. I just have those lights kind of turned up just to give a little bit of a better viewing experience in here, but I normally have it blacked out in here and they are not looking like that. But the fact that I can move the monitor around is super nice. And what I liked about this is it doesn't take up much room because the monitor would have set right there anyway with the legs. And I would have just, I don't know, it freed up so much room to have a soundbar. It is expensive though. I'm not gonna say it's 100% worth it, but I will say if you like bass, it does come with a subwoofer, and that subwoofer is crazy bass. It's so loud that I put it at like 30%, and I feel like my neighbors around here, because there's a massage guy that stays in this room over here, I feel like it's a little too loud. So I normally turn the bass down with the controller over there, and then when they leave and it's at nighttime and I'm doing something on the computer, I turn that bad boy up. So if you like bass, you might want to think about getting the Katana V2. I'll put links down in the description for that. Now when I come here late at night and I'm gonna edit, I got Adobe Premiere 2024 right down here in the corner. Opens up very, very quickly. You guys can see that it is up and running already. And the last video that I was working on that you guys probably just saw like a couple days ago is the Ghost Cat F 2.2 Pro. And that is what this video is. And it is taking a little second to kind of find the files and everything like that. But once it does, oh, there's like a driver update, I guess. Of course, there's, you know, something always happens when you're trying to film. But it's just gorgeous looking. I can edit in 4K right off the bat, no issues. It will save a 30-minute video in probably like 15 minutes, and I can get it uploaded to YouTube in no time. There we go, that update is done. And you can just see, you know, just kind of coming through here, just kind of checking it out. I mean, it's flawless. I'm in full resolution. I used to have to drop it down to 1/8, but now I just keep it in full. This is 4K, and it's just smooth as heck. No lag jumping in between everything. I really highly recommend if you guys are gonna get into editing footage and you really like it, you gotta like it first, be able to do it. Spend some money and get a very good computer because it's really going to take the frustration and hassle out of doing your own type of work. If you're not filming in 4K, then you should be perfectly fine. But if you're like 1080p, 1440p, just get something mid. You don't need something like this. You don't even need a 4090. Just get like a 4070 or a 4080 and call it a day. All right, guys. And I feel like that is everything that you guys needed to see. And you can tell it's already darker in here because this is how I normally have this room. So that's why the lights in the corner have this like little thing going on, which kind of orangish purple. The cool thing about this whole entire room is that you can change it to whatever you want. You can see this light right here. Those things are gorgeous. I love them. There are some lights in the corner if you saw, but those aren't mine. That was something that she put in here. And I told her just leave them up because I'm not gonna run some like LEDs around the corner. I thought about it at first, but I feel like I have enough lighting in here and everything just works good. The gaming is good. I just gotta figure out how to connect that PC to the TV so I can get that 144 gaming, and I can also sit back here and just relax instead of being in the chair. Even though this chair is super comfortable for long periods of time, probably one of the best chairs I've ever had. So thank you FlexiSpot for really sponsoring this video. And it's crazy how YouTube works. And I just want to let you guys in on how this works, what I'm doing, and just a setup so you guys have an idea of when you see the next video, like, oh dang, okay, that's where he was, you know, doing his video, and that's how he does his videos type of thing. Let me know if you guys want to see a video of me actually editing something, and I can show you the process of, you know, once I film it, put it on the computer, start editing, how long it takes. Maybe I could do something like that. So drop a comment, guys. Let me know what you think about this video, and I really appreciate you guys. You're the true MVPs. You guys will see this for members only first, and then we'll go live a couple days after that. So if everyone's watching right now, please drop a comment. Maybe put like 10 in the chat so I know you guys stayed to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.